Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please join us today for another class on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Today we'll be studying Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 39, Akrura's Vision. Please join us for some Harinam. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari, Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari, Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna. Gantra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki, Janant Koti Vaishnava ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiryet Shavtam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto bhadrani Vidunote suhasatam Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata sevaya Bhagavate uttam shloke Bhaktir bhavti naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Welcome devotees. So today we'll be studying Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 30, Akrura's Vision. So in the previous chapter, where Akrura arrives at Vrindavan, Shukdev Goswami explained as how when Akrura was starting his journey, he was completely immersed in thinking of Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how he was calling himself so fortunate and wondering as what kind of pious activities he had done in this past that he is able to see Lord Krishna, that he will be able to see. And whatever he desired on his path, that came true. So let's study the very first verse and related purport. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 39, Verse 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha Sukopavishta Paryanke Rama Krishnorumanitaha Lebe Manorathan Sarvan Patiyancha Sachakaraha Please read. Shri Shuka Uvacha Sukhopavishta Paryanke Ramakrishno Rumanitaha Lebe Manorathan Sarvan Patiyan Sa Chakaraha. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shukdev Goswami said, Sukha, comfortably. Upavishtaha, seated. Paryanke, on a couch. Ramakrishna, by Lord Balram and Lord Krishna. Uru, very much. Manitaha, honored. Lebhe, he attained. Manarathan, his desires. Sarvan, all. Pati, on the road. Yan, which. Saha, he. Chakaraha, had manifested. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Shukdev Goswami said, having been honored so much by Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna, Akrura, seated comfortably on a couch, felt that all the desires he had contemplated on the road were now fulfilled. There is no purpose, so we will read next few translations as well. Verse 2, my dear king, what is unattainable for one who has satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the shelter of the Goddess of Fortune? Even so, those who are dedicated to his devotional service never want anything from him. Verse 3, after the evening meal, Lord Krishna, the son of Devaki, asked Akrura how Kamsa was treating their dear relatives and friends and what the king was planning to do. The Supreme Lord said, my dear, gentle uncle Akrura, was your trip here comfortable? May all good fortune be yours. Are our well-wishing friends and our relatives, both close and distant, happy and in good health? Text 5. But my dear Akrura, as long as King Kamsa, that disease of our family, who goes by the name maternal uncle, is still prospering, why should I even bother to ask about the well-being of our family members and his other subjects? Verse 6. Just see how much suffering I have caused my offenseless parents. Because of me, their sons were killed and they themselves imprisoned. Purport. Because Kamsa had heard a prophecy that the eighth son of Devaki would kill him, he tried to kill all her children. For the same reason, he imprisoned her and her husband, Vasudeva. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pisthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripa Tadaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenataranam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So now Shukdev Goswami is narrating arrival of Akrura and how he is residing and resting at Nand Maharaja's palace. And how Krishna Balaram, both of them, Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, are treating him so nicely. So this is where Lord in Bhagavad Gita reveals, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tatev bhajamyaham. As one surrenders unto me, I reciprocate accordingly. So as Akrura, immediately when he saw Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, what did he do? First of all, throughout the journey, he was constantly meditating that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and being a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. He was, looking forward to seeing Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. And when he entered Vrindavan, he saw the footprints of Lord Krishna, where on his left footprint, you basically have the barley right under the big toe. Then there are lotus flower and, various other signs on the right one again. So there is also Vajra, there is a sign of Vedi, the sacrificial Vedi, where the swastiks are on the four corners and the fruits are on the other four sides in a Ashtakon form. And, there is elephant goat, there is flag sign. On the right foot, there is a sign of a bow, there is a sign of a trikon, and then there are signs of kalashas on the four sides. Then there is sign of crescent moon, and at the bottom there is fish sign. So he's seeing all these signs, and he knows these are the footprints of Lord Krishna. So he immediately got down from his chariot, and he was paying obeisances to Lord's footprints. And when he saw Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, he immediately got down from his chariot and paid prostrated obeisances like dandvat. Danda means like a rod, right? Vat means like. So just like a rod falls flat on the ground, just like that, men normally pay obeisances, falling like a rod, like completely, making their body straight. That way the 8 points on their bodies, they are touching the floor and in honoring, in honor of Lord Krishna, surrendering to his lotus feet. While ladies, they generally do the, 5 points touching, where they are bending their knees and they are touching their head, their arms and their knees. So that's the way ladies do obeisances. So here Akrura, when he pays obeisances and he's looking at them in a very smiling and very pleasant, and all the ecstatic symptoms are visible. Similarly, when he had seen the footprints of Lord Krishna, those ecstatic symbols, signs were visible. What are some of those signs? Standing of the hair on the ends, goosebumps. And then constant crying because of the pleasure one is getting, because Lord is Satchidananda Vigraha. And he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he has such beautiful form. And just seeing him is a great benediction. So here Akrura has come to take Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. What to talk about just seeing. And when he is in this state where his body is, shaking, there's a kampan, vibrations in different parts of the body happening. And one is not able to speak properly because there's so many emotions are coming live and all the senses are simultaneously awakened. As we saw in case of Dhruv Maharaj. When he saw Lord, first he was meditating on Lord in his heart. And then as soon as he, disappeared from the heart and he opened his eyes because of amazement and he saw Lord standing in front of him, Dhruv Maharaj couldn't speak anything and he immediately paid obeisances to Lord Vishnu. And at that time, he realized when Lord Vishnu touches the conch, on Dhruv Maharaj's head, all his impurities are similarly washed away instantly by the touch of the conch. So Lord Vishnu is carrying Gada, Chakra, Padma and Shankh. Shankh is conch, Gada is the Kaumudaki, mace, and Chakra is Sudarshan Chakra, and Padma is the lotus flower. So similarly and Dhruv Maharaj, he couldn't even speak. Yet at the same time, Lord understood his form because those are ecstatic signs one manifests because of the love one develops for Lord. So here Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, they approached him because, they saw that this is their uncle, he is in the form of their uncle. And he's appearing in this pastime as their uncle, and yet he is a great devotee of Lord. He is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. And so Lord Krishna lifts him up. And just like when Lord Krishna, he was doing rasa dance and the gopis were sweating and there were, drops of sweat on their faces. At that time, Lord Krishna, with his hands, he, wiped off their sweat. Just by that, they were completely rejuvenated. All their tiredness because of constant dancing. They were getting very tired, yet at the same time, as soon as Lord touched them, all their, tiredness, all their lethargy, everything just vanished. So similarly, the whole day of travel that Akrura had done, just by touching Lord's hand, when Lord lifted him up, got him back on his feet, at that time, he forgot about all the tiredness, that was caused by the journey, all the lethargy that was being caused by the journey. And so, he's feeling fresh, and then Lord Balaram holds both his hands to, give him assurance. And when they took him inside, they seated him very nicely on a couch, and Lord Krishna, by his own hands, he's showing us how to welcome a guest. A guest in Hindi is called Atithi. One who comes without a tithi, without a date. So who comes unannounced. That's what it means. So, and in Indian culture, we take a guest to be, representative of God. So again, we also, welcome them just like we are welcoming. And Srila Prabhupada in Krishna book says that this is an instruction where even if an enemy comes to our home, we should welcome him so nicely that he will give up all those feelings of animosity and rather understand that we are their well-wishers. So that's how we should be treating our guests and taking proper care of him. So here they are, washing, Lord Krishna is washing his feet, making sure that he is given nice food stuff. And even though it is Dwadashi of the month of Falgun, which is the fasting day, and we should not break the fast in the evening, Akrura lets go because it is coming from Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is offering various foodstuffs for him to eat. How can you deny Lord? So at that time Akrura, he partakes from that prasadam, and at that time he eats the prasadam, and afterwards Lord Krishna and Balaram, they are leaving for supper, but before he eats the stuff, Lord Balaram does one wonderful thing. He gives a cow in charity to Akrura. So when this particular incident happens, that Lord Balaram is giving in charity a cow to Akrura, Akrura is a Kshatriya. So sometimes people say, wait a minute, just in the previous chapter we covered that charity is to be given to a Brahmana, especially sannyasi. Sannyasi is a Brahmana. So sannyasi is an ashram, Brahmana is a varna. So that, varnashram dharma has 4 varnas and 4 ashrams. So we heard that among the varnas, it is Brahman who should be given charity, and among the ashrams, one who is in sannyas ashram should be given charity. And here, Lord Balaram is giving a cow in charity to Akrura, who is a Kshatriya. Because as we'll hear again the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Dwarka Leela, he is one of the general in the Yadava armies, in the dynasty of Yadu. So, and he is one of the eminent Vishnus. So he is a descendant of Vishnu, and they have the same great-great-grandfather. So Lord Krishna's great-great-grandfather in Yadu dynasty is the same as great-grandfather of Akrura. So that's how he is their uncle. And he's a cousin, like long way cousin, but a cousin of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva. So here Akrura is being welcomed so nicely, and he's receiving this cow. This is where the point comes. Then today's life is very artificial. In old times, people, they used to keep a goshala, and they used to have servants who would come and milk the cows and all that. So even Kshatriyas in those times would have a place where they would take care, and some Vaishyas they would have who would be taking care of the cows and so forth. And of course, if a Kshatriya receives a cow, that's a great opportunity for him to find a Brahman who they can offer the cow in charity. Because Kshatriyas used to give cows in charity, right? They used to give cows who were nicely bedecked with wonderful ornaments and wonderful clothes and so forth. So this is where they used to, have cows, and they would offer them in charity to the Brahmanas and to the sannyasis, and sometimes to sannyasi Brahmanas. And this cow is not a normal cow. So this is a cow given to him in charity by Lord Balaram. So it is amazing. So something we receive from Lord should be used in Lord's service. So this is an opportunity where he is receiving this charity. yet at the same time with the intention that he will be using it in Lord's service. And yes, Lord does like it when we give it in charity to the Brahmanas, because Brahmanas, they don't do any profession. They are constantly studying Vedantas, they are studying scriptures, and they are preaching these scriptures to other human beings, other innocent people, and also, Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. They are also discussing it among other Brahmanas, and they are deriving great satisfaction and transcendental bliss when they are discussing Lord's name, form, activities and pastimes, when we are studying the Shastras, the scriptures. So here, Akrura receives a cow, and this cow has been given to him by Lord Balaram, so it's a benediction also. Yet at the same time, when Akrura is seated and he is having his meal, at that time he is feeling that all his desires that he was having to be able to see Lord Krishna, who is in the prime of his youth, to be able to see Lord Balaram, who is in the prime of his youth. And Lord Krishna is dark bluish complexion. He has dark bluish complexion, just like a fresh rainy cloud. While Lord Balaram is whitish, he has fair complexion. Lord Krishna is wearing yellow garments, Lord Balaram is wearing blue garments, and so forth. So looking at them, he is feeling transcendental bliss. And he is meditating that all the desires he had, all the wonderful wishes he had when he was coming to Vrindavan, they have all now been fulfilled. And he's feeling that his life is successful now. And now Krishna and Balaram, they leave to take their supper. And afterwards they come back. So they are basically, before leaving for supper, they are asking about his welfare. Oh, our dear uncle, how are you? So this is where Lord Krishna is showing his form as he is. He never falls down in carrying out his services and his duties. So he's giving us as an example for us that we should be respecting elders and we should be treating them in sweet voice. Today's generation, we are living so much artificial life. We are so much accustomed to, seeing the young generations constantly engage in video games and constantly engage in all kind of stuff out there, that they are getting distracted. So when they are talking to parents, they are not considerate that these are the parents who are our well-wishers. They are naturally affectionate. Rather, the kids have the tendency to demand things constantly one after another, which is very discouraging for parents and also sometimes very painful to their hearts. So sometimes devotees discuss like what to do in this situation. And then a simple solution is given. That as Srila Prabhupada constantly instructed us, that we should engage in devotional service with so much determination, with so much enthusiasm, because Rajvidra Rajguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam. So again, this is Rajvidya, this is the king of knowledge. And it is the secret of all secrets. It is the most pure. So when we study scriptures in the company of our children, then they are able to get purified along with us. So we are getting purified, and so the person who is speaking, who is reading, gets purified, and the person who is hearing gets purified. Pratyakshva vagamam dharmam su sukham kartum avyayam. Pratyakshva vagamam dharmam. So this is, it is in reality, it is carried out. So the symptoms of purification are visible when we are engaged in studying the scriptures, studying about the name, form, activities, pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. So when we are constantly engaging in these activities, they are susukham. So they are joyfully performed. So when we perform our devotional service joyfully, people around us, they say, oh, these people are very happy. They are very joyful. They are constantly, feeling the bliss. And of course, we do feel the bliss because we have this umbrella of Lord's lotus feet above us. So we have taken shelter, of Lord's lotus feet. And so, having taken the shelter, we have this umbrella above us. And even though there is constant rain of, all kind of faults and anarthas happening and all kind of miseries are falling, the suffering is optional. And in our case, the suffering is completely gone because it doesn't matter. We understand that we are the eternal servant of Lord Krishna, and so we engage in that mood. And so Lord Krishna is inquiring from Akrura with that mood that how was your travel? So that is another place where we are hearing that when we have someone coming to our home, we ask them, how are you doing? How was your travel? How was your day? Is everything okay? How are other friends? So if you have mutual friends, you should inquire. Make them feel at home, make them feel relaxed. So when somebody feels relaxed, again, you have this opportunity to make them comfortable. Make sure that they are offered something to eat, after they feel welcome and they're given a nice seat to sit on. And when they have eaten something, during eating also, Srila Prabhupada said one should not discuss serious matters or matters that can cause tension. So one should be very careful to have very light, pleasure-giving talks and, converse about things that will make the other person feel happy and feel open. Because during eating, when we are honoring prasadam, first of all, the consciousness should be that we are constantly thinking of Lord Krishna, thinking that every morsel of food that we are taking has been touched by Lord Krishna, so it's not different. So this is how Krishna tastes. When we drink water, we should remember this is the taste. Lord Krishna says, He is the taste in water. So the more the pure water is, the more satisfying it is for our senses. He's the light in the sun. So again, we look at it from that consciousness that the food stuff that has been tasted by Lord Krishna is transcendental food. And we call this food prasad, right? The remnants of the food that is being offered to Lord Krishna, the remnants are called prasad. Prasad means mercy, mercy of the Lord. So we are receiving mercy of the Lord, so we should receive it with right consciousness so that we feel its effect. We have talked about in the past that there was rice experiment being executed, and this rice experiment proves that the consciousness with which we interact with different things, even food around us, which has a huge percentage of water in it, and water has memory. So it affects our consciousness, it affects, and it can give us life or it can give us death. So even that is the effect. Because of consciousness, what is our consciousness? So think about it. Next time you eat to honor prasadam, one of the things that Christians do is they say grace. And we also say prasadam prayers. So by singing prasadam prayers, we are bringing our consciousness to focus that this is mercy of the Lord that we are receiving. And this is to rejuvenate our material body so that we can build the spiritual strength by engaging in devotional service. With that mindset, when we honor prasadam, because eating prasadam, honoring prasadam is also called prasadam seva. So even that is a devotional service. And so with that mood, we should take it. And here, Akrura is, very nicely fed, and a very simple conversation is happening. So Lord Krishna, to divert him, because he did start a topic that how are the relatives. But then he immediately, covers it by saying that how could anyone be happy, any of his subjects be happy if, Kansa is the ruler, because he is a ruler who killed his own sister's sons. So how can anyone be, safe in his, administration? So after having a nice conversation with Akrura, Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, they leave to have their supper. So they go, and Nand Maharaj had come as well, and he's giving company, and then they have asked Akrura to nicely take rest. So they have provided a nice bedroom where Akrura is lying on the bed to rest, and he is also meditating during this time that his coming to Vrindavan was so blissful. He knew that Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridayeshe arjuna tishtati Brahman sarva bhutani yantra rudhani maya. Lord Krishna says in 18th chapter, 61st verse, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridayeshe arjuna tishtati. Lord is residing as super soul in every living entity's heart. And we are using this body like an instrument, yantra rudhani maya, and are under the influence. So this body, when engaged in different kind of activities, is influenced by the three modes of material nature. Yet at the same time, we are living entities, and our absolute position is Jivera Suruphoya Krishnera Nityadas. We are the living entities who are Lord's marginal energy, and we are eternal servant of Lord Krishna. It's very interesting that the second line of this particular verse, Jivera Saruphoya Krishnera Nityadas, Krishnera Tataste Shakti Beda Abeda Prakash. So this second line is also very important, that we are the marginal energy of the Lord. Marginal energy because Lord's external energy is Maya. Lord's internal energy is Radharani, Yog Maya is her expansion. And as you see on the bank of a river, there is this tat, right? Which sometimes, when there is water rising high, goes underwater, and when the water recedes, then it comes above. So you can think of this water to be Maya. So the marginal energy has to take shelter either of external energy or of internal energy. So when the living entities are serving Lord with love, love is when one keeps Lord Krishna in the center and understands that Lord Krishna is the cause of all causes. He is our dearest friend, the most worshipable deity, the topmost worshipable deity, and we serve him with love and devotion and gratitude, humility, and reciprocating how grateful we are for he is giving us this opportunity to serve him, glorifying him in that manner. So when we look and approach Lord with that mood, then we feel rejuvenated, we feel that energy, and we transcend the three modes of material nature. So now the water resides, and we are the marginal energy who are in the open, in the shelter of Yog Maya or Radharani. While in the other case, when we are lusty, and what is the definition of lust? When one is putting himself or herself in the center and seeking sense gratification. So that's the definition of lust, just seeking sense gratification, putting oneself in the center. So from that perspective, it is very important for us to understand that that lust is causing us to go under the influence of Maya, and there is nothing but miseries, and we are constantly suffering. We are constantly lamenting about past, and we are constantly aspiring for future. And Srila Prabhupada gives us so many instructions that when we approach, our spiritual master, we should approach in a humble mood. And we approach other devotees, we should make sure that we are dealing with them correctly, so that it is loving exchanges. We talked about various loving exchanges in the past so many times. Here the approach is, when we see someone who is junior to us or who is new to Krishna consciousness, then we show compassion. We try to encourage, a new person. And when we are seeing our peers, then tushyati charamanticha, then we are engaged in discussing the name, form, activities, pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, and we derive great pleasure in inquiring from each other, in discussing how wonderful Lord is, how great he is. And then when we see someone senior, a pure Vaishnava, then we want to serve them. We want to serve them because it is a great privilege to be able to have darshan of a pure Vaishnava. So there is a very nice story about Amrish Maharaj. So Amrish Maharaj, Devashi Narad would normally visit him, and Amrish Maharaj is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. So much so that Lord gave Sudarshan to protect Amrish Maharaj in case, and then Durvasa Muni's incident is there where he offended Amrish Maharaj, yet at the same time he realized the position of Amrish Maharaj, that Amrish Maharaj is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. So Amrish Maharaj once requested Devashi Narad that, oh Devashi Narad, my brother, he is very lusty and he's a materialist in essence, and why don't you go and preach to him? So Devashi Narad goes to his brother's palace, and he is, calling out Narayan, Narayan, and as soon as Amrish Maharaj's brother sees Devashi Narad, he is enjoying, the dance of various dancers, and the musicians are playing music, and he's feeling disturbance that Devashi Narad is calling out Narayan, Narayan, and has come to preach him. So he says, you go away. And then Devashi Narad is still trying to approach him. He says, you go away, otherwise I will beat you up. So he's, this is an influence of lust, that one could even offend a Vaishnava. And he literally picks up a mace and runs after Devashi Narad, says Narad. And Devashi Narad, he's running away from this brother of Amrish Maharaj, and this brother is running after Devashi Narad. And at that time, Devashi Narad, when his brother is tired, Devashi Narad says that you should take to Lord's devotional service. So, at that time he says, no, I don't need it. He says, okay, when you go in front of Yamraj, then you should ask him what is the benefit one receives by having a love matra, sadhu sangha. So sadhu sangha, sarva shastra kaya, love matra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi haya. So there is a verse in Shastras that, when one has association of a senior pure devotee of Lord Krishna, even for a moment, he can acquire all kind of siddhis, all kind of benedictions. So this story is identifying that particular aspect. So this king, he says, okay, I'll ask you, go. So he was, really perspiring and he was tired. And then Devashi Narad left and he came back. So when, death approached him, he was taken by Yamdutas to the assembly of Yamraj. And there in the assembly he was asked, that you have done all sins. You took care of your family, but you never paid attention to, proper charity to Brahmanas, no sacrifices were performed to Indra or Lord Vishnu. So you have only suffering. However, there is this small moment that you had some association. So do you have any question? So you have this opportunity. So he asked, what is the benediction one gets for a momentary association of a pure devotee? And Yamraj is thinking, what is that? So he says, let's go and ask, Lord Brahma. They go to Indra, then they go to Lord Brahma. They are not able to answer. So Lord Brahma joins in as well. He says, let's go and ask Shambhu, Lord Shiva. So they go to Kailash Parvat and asking Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva says, let's go to Kshisagar and let's ask Lord Vishnu himself. So they go to Kshisagar and they are asking, now what is the benediction one gets by a momentary association of a pure devotee of Lord? So at that time, Lord Vishnu says, okay, who's asking this question? So they say, this brother of Amrish Maharaj is asking. So he said, he is allowed to enter. And then, if you pay attention, Kshisagar means that's Vaikuntha region within the material world. So as the king approaches Lord Vishnu, he is smiling, and now his smile is broadening. And at that time, he says, see, this is the effect. That one is able to get into Vaikuntha, and once you enter into Vaikuntha, then nobody can ask you to leave. So, love matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi haya. You can attain all kind of benediction, and the top benediction is to be able to go back home, back to Godhead. So that is the benediction when one associates and serves a great Vaishnava. So Vaishnava Seva is the true dharma of current age. And in association of Vaishnava, one engages in various one gets the benediction to engage in devotional service, engages in chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So in Garga Samhita as well as in Padma Purāṇa, it's given elaborately as when Akrura was here and he expressed that he has come to take Krishna and Balaram. So after they had finished their supper, Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, they came to Akrura and they inquired further about how are things in in Mathura. Lord Krishna expresses that he is very much welcomed. His presence is very auspicious and is most welcome to have come there. And he asks, what is your purpose? So that is also when somebody comes at our home, we should inquire if they have some specific purpose in their mind. It's not a trade, it's a loving exchange where you are showing that you're caring, you're being affectionate by asking such inquiries. And the other person should be very openly expressing whatever purpose they had in their mind. So Akrura at that time completely reveals to Lord Krishna that I have been actually summoned to take you and Lord Balaram to Mathura. And this is his plan. He completely opens up and shares the plan that comes ahead. That he is planning to have Kulpidi of elephant at the gates of the akhara or wrestling arena, so that he can crush Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, especially Lord Krishna, because he is the 8th son of Devaki. And then even if they are able to escape Kulpidi, then they will have Charun and Mushrika stopping them, and they will challenge them for a wrestling match with the intention of killing Krishna and Balaram. So this is his intention, and how he intends to even kill Nanda Baba as well as Vasudeva, his Lord Krishna's fathers. And he intends to kill his own father Ugrasen and Ugrasen's brother Devaka, because they are religious personalities. And so he wants to completely, suppress Vishnu, Satvakas, all the Yadu dynasties, because he's a Bhoja king and he has demonic friends. So his association is made of demons, consists of demons. So he is thinking that, then I will have my friends and then we will rule nicely. So he reveals all that to Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, he very nicely expressing that, yes, this is very nice, and tomorrow we will leave. So Lord Krishna informs Nanda Maharaj that we should all go because we have been invited to go to the Dhanur Yagya, the sacrificial arena where they will be performing a sacrifice for Lord Shiva's Dhanush. Dhanush is bow. And so, Nanda Maharaj informs the police department, right, the constables and of Vrindavan, asking them to let all of the cowherd men know. So this is again a law-abiding organization we see even in those Vedic times, even in Dwapar Yuga, who would take the responsibility to inform others as, there is something that needs to be planned and so forth. And Hare Krishna. So here, all the cowherd men and all the boys, they will be going. Now, as soon as gopis hear this, that Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, they are going to Mathura, they are disturbed. And it is said in Padma Purāṇa that they come and they are literally surrounding, because the golden chariot that's outside the palace of Nanda Maharaj, this is the chariot that Akrura brought to take Lord Krishna and Balaram back to Mathura with him. And they are constantly awake all night. And this is the longest night they are feeling of their life, because they are in great separation and agony that, they love Lord Krishna so much. And how could it be that this personality, Akrura, has come? Akrura means one who is not cruel. Akrura. Krura means cruel, or negates it. So even though his name is Akrura, that he is not cruel, but he is the most cruel person, because he is taking away their life, their soul, Lord Krishna, with him. And how will they survive? And then the different kind of thoughts they are coming to their mind. That how could it be that Nanda Maharaj is even allowing us? And then they are praying to the demigods to somehow create, rain, heavy torrential rains and thunderstorms, hurricanes to stop Lord Krishna from being taken by Akrura to Mathura. And yet at the same time, they are feeling that these personalities, they won't help them. So we have to stop Lord Krishna. So they are constantly surrounding, all night they are, surrounding this chariot, that they don't want to fall asleep even for a moment, because they don't know, as soon as it hits, this day is arriving, they may leave very early. So with that anxiety, with constant anxiety and constant separation, feeling this pain in their heart that, Lord Krishna, when he goes to Mathura, maybe he will not return, because he is, and they are even calling Lord Krishna as hard-hearted. That how could he just, plan to leave for Mathura, and what if he doesn't come back? And they have this very strong sense that Lord Krishna won't be coming back when he leaves Vrindavan. Acharyas explain that Lord Krishna never sets a foot outside Vrindavan. So now you could ask, wait a minute, Acharyas are telling us that Lord Krishna never sets a foot outside Vrindavan, yet at the same time, in this particular pastime, we are hearing that Akrura has come to take Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram to Mathura. So he is taking them to Mathura and taking them outside Vrindavan. How is that possible? So it's very nicely given in the Shastras that Acharyas explain it as well, that the personalities who leave are actually Vasudeva Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, and Sankarshan, the one who was attracted from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. So Vasudev, Krishna and Sankarshan, they live with Akrura, while Krishna Balaram, so Krishna stays in Vrindavan. But he is in aparakrat bhava, he is not visible to the eyes of gopis. And so they are loving him in separation, and he is engaging with them, he is present among them, yet seeing their love increase more and more, he is giving them this opportunity. So he never leaves Vrindavan because he is so attached to his devotees, especially gopis, Yashodamai, Nan Baba, and all these cowherd boys. So there is one cowherd boy, he is so attached to Lord Krishna that he just faces Mathura, waiting for Lord to return. So again, there's so many wonderful pastimes that are captured within this pastime. So when Shukdev Goswami is speaking Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, he's summarizing a lot of details, and because he has to cover whole Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in 7 days, 7 nights, otherwise 10 years would be less to narrate Lord's pastime. Actually, it is said that Anantashesh, when he was given this task to carry the universes on his hood, on his hoods, at that time he said, well, I'll be carrying these universes on my hoods, but I will get tired after some time, so when can I take rest? So at that time, he's given this solution that you start singing glories of Lord Krishna, and when you are done with singing the glories of Lord Krishna, then you can take rest. And he agrees to it unknowingly, not realizing that Lord Krishna's times and his pastimes are constantly expanding. So even today he is singing glories of Lord Krishna from his 1,000 hoods, and he hasn't have an opportunity to take rest, because as soon as he feels he is coming close, Lord Krishna expands his pastimes. So it is impossible to just complete all the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and they are so sweet, so pleasure-giving, so nectarian to hear and to experience. So here Akrura is experiencing this, and after a nice conversation he rests, and next morning as they are leaving, at that time the gopis are feeling, and they have decided to stop Lord Krishna from going, and at that time Lord Krishna consoles them, says, don't worry, I will return. So hearing these words, they don't believe him, because they know that Lord Krishna, if he sees the women in Mathura and the city girls, and they are waiting to have, and Lord Krishna, they're calling him hard-hearted, because Lord Krishna, they're feeling that Lord Krishna doesn't just like same friends, he likes to have new friends, he likes to make new friends. So he will make new friends there, and then when he is friends with people in Mathura, then he would not want to come back. And in that mood they are approaching Lord Krishna to stop him from going, yet at the same time Lord Krishna consoles them by saying, I will return. And he and Lord Balaram, they get onto the chariot that was brought by Akrura, and Akrura is the charioteer. He takes the chariot, and they stop at Brahmahrida, the lake. So this is the Yamuna water. So now it is also known as Akrura Ghat. So there Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, they first take bath, wash their faces very nicely, and then they come back to the chariot. And then Akrura goes to take bath in this lake, the rivers of Yamuna waters, the waters of Yamuna river, the waters of Yamuna river. And as Akrura takes a dip, it is said that after taking the dip, he comes up, and one is supposed to keep themselves submerged till waist and chant their Gayatri mantra. So he is chanting, and suddenly he sees the vision that he is able to see Lord Krishna and Balaram in the waters. So he is wondering, are they in the chariot or are they over here? So his thought is interrupted because of this vision. So he goes back to the chariot, and he is amazed to see that Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, they are sitting in the chariot. Then what did I see? He comes back, and again he sees in the waters, and this time he is able to see Lord Balaram expanding into Anantashesh, and the neck of Anantashesh has that whitish complexion, the fair complexion, that is the complexion of Lord Balaram. And then he is seeing that Lord Krishna, he is lying on Anantashesh, where Anantashesh is creating this perfect bed, the very comfortable bed for Lord Krishna. So this is the Vishnu form he is seeing. He is seeing Mahavishnu as he is lying on Anantashesh, and that they are wonderful devotees, Chatur Kumaras. They are there, Nanda Sunanda, the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, there, Devashi Narada is there, as well as Shiva, Lord Brahma, and many demigods are there, and they are singing glories. And Lord Krishna is again the Vishnu form, in his forearm form, holding, Gada, Chakra, Padma, Shankh. He is very nicely resting, smiling. And at that time, this is where this chapter ends, that Akrura, seeing this wonderful form, so he's able to see what Lord Krishna showed the cowherd man earlier. So this is the Brahmahridha place, which is also known as Akrura Ghat in Vrindavan. He's able to get this vision, and then he sings prayers. And Akrura is known to have attained perfection by singing prayers, Vandanam. So that is the example, that he attains perfection by singing prayers to Lord Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada instructs us that we should sing the glories of Lord Krishna by singing Vaishnava Acharya songs, because these songs are basically containing the transcendental ecstasies of our spiritual masters, the Vaishnava Acharyas. And so when we read them, we understand the mood as how they are praying. We are blessed with the benediction that those moods, that love, that bhav develops in us. And we should constantly engage in singing and serving Lord. So that's also one of the process of devotion service. So we should take to that. And very simply, if you cannot feel that attraction to Vaishnava Acharya songs, we can always sing Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So here, in this particular case, as Akrura has taken Krishna and Balaram, Nand Maharaj, he's arranging all the bullock carts, and all the cowherd men, they are arranging bullock carts, and they are loading these bullock carts with a lot of food stuff like butter, clarified butter, yogurt, dahi, and milk, because when they are going to this big arena, they would need all these paraphernalia to perform the yagyas and for people to have nice prasadam. So they are taking all these things, and they come on a different route, while Akrura has taken Lord Krishna and Balaram. So this is where the chapter ends. Now, one of the questions somebody can ask is, we have always talked about when the demons came to Vrindavan, they were, some devotees of Lord Krishna in their previous life, having committed some sins or some offenses, they were cursed. Who is Akrura? How come he was able to see Lord Krishna face to face? So it is given in Padma Purāṇa that once there was a Brahman by the name Dev Sharma. He used to live in Haridwar, and he had one disciple whose name was Chandra Sharma. So this Brahman Dev Sharma had one daughter, Rupvati. Her name was Rupvati. And so when Chandra Sharma asked for, Guru Dakshina, what should I do to serve you? He expressed that my daughter is of the right age, so marry her. So Chandra Sharma marries the daughter of his spiritual master. And then together they are performing various sacrifices. And where they are performing sacrifices? They are performing sacrifices in Haridwar, which is also known as Vishnu Kshetra. So both are, their worshipable deity is sun god Vivaswan. So they are devotees of sun god Vivaswan, and so they are constantly engaged in performing various kinds of sacrifices. Once it so happens that both of them, when they had gone to Dev Sharma, the father-in-law, and Chandra Sharma, who is the son-in-law, both of them had gone to collect woods from the forest. A demon appears and kills both of them. Now, Rupati, she was alone, yet at the same time she was very austere, and she would observe all Ekadashis. And when she became very old, at that time, at the bank of a river, at the bank of Ganges actually, her legs slipped and she fell down and she died. So now what's the destination of Dev Sharma and Chandra Sharma? Because they were in Haridwar, and Haridwar is Vishnu Kshetra, they were able to go back to Vaikuntha. And Rupati, she was also able to go back. And then in this particular pastime, when Lord Krishna appears, she comes back in this material world as, who knows, Satyabhama. So in Aishwarya Bhav, Radharani's expansion is Satyabhama. Then Sometimes it's very bewildering. How can one personality be containing so many personalities? Like we shared in the past classes, as Karna is, he has an amsh of a portion of Vivaswan as well as Dambodbhava, Sahastra Kavach Rakshas. So he has both of them present in him. Similarly, Satyabhama is an expansion in Ashwabhava of Radharani, yet it is Upati who is appearing as Satyabhama and who is her father, Satrajit. And Satrajit was none other than Dev Sharma, her father in the previous birth. And who's her husband appearing now? Her husband is appearing, so Chandra Sharma is now Akrura. He's uncle of Lord Krishna. And we will hear later on that when Satrajit is, his Samantika jewel pastimes are being discussed at that time, he had promised that he would give his daughter Satyabhama to Akrura and to a couple of other personalities in marriage. Yet at the same time he gives it to whom? None other than Lord Krishna. So that's another pastime, but if you want to know who Akrura was, he was Chandra Sharma in a previous pastime, a devotee of sun god, yet at the same time here he is purified, having attained Vaikuntha. So once you are in Vaikuntha, there is only one Lord you worship, one Lord you are constantly meditating on, who is Lord Krishna, who is appearing in his Vishnu form. So with awe and reverence, the residents of Vaikuntha Lok, they are singing Lord's glories. And so Lord gives them an opportunity before they have full entrance and they reside in Vaikuntha Loka to engage in a pastime in earthly planets or material universes. And here Akrura is so fortunate that he gets to engage in performing wonderful devotional service and serving Lord Krishna as his uncle. So this is where this particular chapter ends, and we have some interesting lessons. Now one of the things is sometimes people feel, wait a minute, this is a demigod worshipper and how could he attain such perfection? How could he become a pure devotee? So this is because it was in Vishnu Kshetra. And Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasatra samshaya. So whatever one thinks at the last moment of their life, that's the goal they attain. And since they were thinking, Dev Sharma and Chandra Sharma were thinking about Lord Vishnu, they were able to enter Vaikuntha planets. And so this is how, and then they are able to come to Vrindavan, and of course when Lord Krishna appears, they are able to be part of the Dwarka Leela and Mathura Leela. So those are the places. So Akrura comes to Vrindavan, Satrajit never comes to Vrindavan. And here this pastime is being said, and in the next chapter we will be discussing and studying some of the prayers Akrura sings in glorifying Lord Krishna. And so again, sometimes when people are in a lot of association, there's like Akrura had the association of Kans, there is some contamination, and then it becomes very difficult for people to understand how could such person be so glorified as pure devotee, right? Because he was constantly a subject of Kans, and he was facing all the atrocities, yet at the same time he is identified as pure devotee. So there is a very nice story Srila Prabhupada gave of Nagna Gati Panchu. So there was this boy, as a small boy in a village, he used to run around naked. His name was Panchu. And since he was running around naked, naked means Nagna, running is Gati, so everybody called him Nagna Gati Panchu. So when he was a baby and he learned how to walk and run, he was running around all over the village naked, so people called him Nagna Gati Panchu. When he went to school, he was very brilliant. So he started excelling in his studies. He was able to go to city, and he finally became a district magistrate. So when he was coming to visit the same village, his home village, right? Sometimes we visit our town, we call it hometown. So this is his place. He's coming back, and there are people sitting under a banyan tree. These are old, gentlemen, generally gossiping all day. So when they come to know that this personality is now magistrate, they're saying, oh, this is Nagnagati Panchu. He used to run naked around here. How important could he be? So they don't realize that by one's constant engagement in a specific field, one can excel in that field and can get some nice positions. And even though, once again, this is a materialistic example, but we take it in the spiritual sense, that when one engages in devotional service, the senses get purified. It's like you're standing in the shower, and the shower is washing off all your dirt and giving you, freshness and rejuvenating your body parts, and you're feeling strength, and you're feeling clean, and you're feeling, fully rejuvenated and nice about it. So similarly, when one is engaged in devotional service, one's senses are getting purified, because otherwise it is very difficult to experience the transcendental bliss unless we start that journey. And the journey starts simply with the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. And so we hear, like in this particular case, and from the example of Nagdagadi Panchu, is that materialists sometimes deride. It is very interesting that after Mother Teresa left the planet, some people found her writings, and where she was expressing her doubts that how could I be such a elevated, be addressed as saint and so forth. And she says something very beautiful in one of her writings, is that we cannot perform great deeds on this planet Earth. We can only do small things with great love. So that is the essence. That's what she was doing. Her mood was that she was paying attention to every small detail, but with great affection, great care, with great love. And so they were just accumulating one after another, making her a great personality. Yet at the same time, the journalist who got hold of this material, they went to the news and saying, was she really a saint? This is, look at her life. Her life was an example of a saint who is constantly giving to the humanity, constantly meditating on Lord's lotus feet. And Lord appears in various forms, in various names. He appears as Christ, he appears, he sends his son Jesus to preach his glories. He appears as Allah, he sends his messenger, Muhammad, to preach his glories. He appears as Shukdev Goswami, who is preaching his glories, speaking Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam at the bank of the Ganges. So he sends his messengers, he sends his sons, he sends Srila Prabhupada, as his great general to spread Krishna consciousness all around the world. So Lord, he uses his pure devotees in his service to spread his name, fame and glory, so that one can get association with all pure Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that we, when purified by engaging our senses in devotional service, we can go back home, back to Godhead, because we are here in this material world. It's just like a fish out of water. And this fish, if you give it nice food, if you give it nice shade, that will not satisfy. The only thing that will satisfy to this fish is when it goes back in water. So we will only feel satisfaction when we are situated in transcendence, above the three modes of material nature, and that we can simply achieve by engaging in devotional service. And how do we pray for devotional service? All we do is raise our hand and chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Srila Prabhupada also says that when one approaches his spiritual master, one has to approach his spiritual master with a very humble mood, with full of gratitude. Familiarity breeds contempt, there is a saying. So when one becomes too familiar with their spiritual master, there are great offenses committed when one is not careful. We should always be vigilant. What about not just spiritual master, even Janaprad? Offenses to general populace is a big deal. We hear about Suruchi, who derided, she pushed down Dhruv Maharaj, saying that he cannot sit on the lap of his father, he has to die and take birth from her womb to be able to sit on his father's lap. At that time, Dhruv Maharaj was just a Kshatriya boy. He was not known as a great personality. But later on, he became a great personality when he was rebuked in this manner. He felt hurt, and then he decided to get a kingdom even greater than his great-grandfather. So that's how he approached, and he got the shelter of Devashi Narad. And Devashi Narad tested him. So yes, we are sometimes tested by our spiritual masters. And when our spiritual master tests us, this is to give us proper instruction And what's the meaning of a disciple? The definition of a disciple is one who is ready to be disciplined. We have been in association of this material world, the modes of material nature, for many, many births. So it's very important for us to be disciplined so that we know how to treat others, how to engage in service, how to purify ourselves, how to get the shelter of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, so that we can get the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So that is the mood a devotee approaches. And Srila Prabhupada, when he was here, means again, he had set up so many examples. One of his disciples shares that he had joined the movement and he was, inquiring very nicely. So once he was, in Mayapur, and Srila Prabhupada looked at him very nicely and called him in the front and treated him and asked about him. So he became very proud that Srila Prabhupada is giving this special attention to me. So later on, when he was in Los Angeles and Srila Prabhupada came and he was, looking at Srila Prabhupada just walked by, completely ignoring me. And that is to humble him, because your eyes are the vision to your soul, right? So when somebody shows this feeling of pride, I am important, right there, the spiritual master crushes that pride, because Lord Krishna doesn't want anyone to have pride. So our spiritual master, he is constantly making us humble, making us tall, and he is testing us to enable us so that in the right mood we can progress in our spiritual journey. Tranadapi sunichena tarurapi saishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So one should be humbler, more humble than the grass on the street, more tolerant than the tree, and should be ready to give all respect to others and should not expect any respect from others. So when we are situated in this mood, then kirtaniya sadahari, we can chant the holy name of Lord constantly, incessantly, eternally. So that is the benediction that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to us. So take this to your heart and engage in chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Gantra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Kori Vaishnava Vrind ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlad Lad Daine, Prahlad Lad Daine, Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha, Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha, Shilatanka Nakhalaye, Shilatanka Nakhalaye, Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimha, Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimha, Yato Yato Yami Tato Nasimha, Yato Yato Yami Tato Nasimha, Bahe Nasimha, Hridaye Nasimha, Bahe Nasimha, Hridaye Nasimha, Narasinghamadim Sharanam Prapadye, Narasinghamadim Sharanam Prapadye, Tav Kar Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shingham, Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bhringam Keshavadhita Narhari Rupa, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Tav Kar Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shingham, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गं केशवधीता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय प्रहलाद महाराज 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.